time lawyer Paul Adam Archer Ashoki Ghanaians papa because what the news be about the NDC and ASEM koto or between two ministers and say and to quite drum term and to kwakoto between the Minister of Education and then the Foreign Minister. It is a Minister for Education, Haruna Iddrisu, and a Minister for Foreign Affairs, Okuzedto Ablakwa, and to copy and a news when debating me about his ministers, shall say, to blues and any blue to come away. Lawyer Pardon Orchard in Inaba.
I told you before that Iddrisu Haruna, the Minister for Education, and Samuel Okuzedto Ablakwa, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, who is an Odadie, are fighting. They are fighting giddy, 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 giddy. And I'm going to tell you why they are fighting tonight. So what has happened is that, first, for you to believe me that they are fighting, I need to show you two videos. Now, the first video I'm going to show you is Iddrisu Haruna here, speaking at Mauli Secondary School for their, I think it was their 75th anniversary, Mauli 75. And he said that you cannot keep your hair and come to school, and you remember that sparked off all the whether to keep the hair or not to keep the hair. The foreign minister, Okuzedto Ablakwa, goes to his former school, having been invited as the guest speaker, which for this year at PESEC was quite different from the special guest of honor. So there was a special guest of honor, and then there was a guest speaker, which was him. He is part of the government of Haruna Iddrisu. He didn't have to say that, he didn't have to contradict the education minister. He didn't need to. In fact, it was wrong for him to. If I'm chief of staff, he's the one I'm going to punish, because the one minister spoke first about it. Even if that's not the government position, another minister should not go public against it. So our great friend from Odadie may be wrong in this regard, because Iddrisu Haruna spoke first, and he is the sector minister. He controls education. And he spoke and said that your haircut, it won't work. I'm not interested. Go and cut your hair. Shut up over there. That's what he said. And what he said typically will represent the government's position. Then weeks down the line, Ablakwa comes to say the opposite. And in doing so, he talks down on the people who are thinking that hair is important. First, let's see Haruna Iddrisu.
There is an ongoing debate in social media about haircuts and size and length of hair in secondary schools. We will not tolerate it today, we will not tolerate it tomorrow, and so long as we are molding character. If we give in to hair today, tomorrow it will be shoes, and the next day it will be the way they dress. Therefore, as part of our disciplinary measures, headmasters and GES, you are accordingly empowered to take full control of how students behave on your campuses. So anybody who thinks that your child will walk into any institution of learning as if that child, forgive my words, was to attend a beauty contest, the school environment is not for that purpose and not cut for that purpose, and would not tolerate that as an institution.
That was the Minister for Education speaking at Mauli Secondary School 75th anniversary. To all intents and purposes, the Minister for Education, Iddrisu Haruna, was actually communicating the government position on the matter. To all intents and purposes, that's how it will appear, isn't it? He was communicating the government position on the matter. But then comes Okuzedto Ablakwa last Saturday at the Odadie event. Come along and join us. So let's show it. What did Ablakwa say?
Instead of focusing on how strict religious doctrines are being enforced in our schools and the weird correlation between short hair and disciplined students, it is time to ponder over the real issues. Why is our educational system producing graduates who criminally create thousands of ghosts to fleece the state when real human beings are looking for jobs? Why is our educational system producing graduates who will destroy our environment, pollute our river bodies, and create a public health crisis for the rest of us just to advance their greedy galamsey search for gold? Why is our educational system producing graduates who lack ethical leadership? Why is our educational system producing graduates who commit Ghana to unconscionable transactions? Why is our educational system producing plutocratic graduates who want so much for themselves and don't care about the country they lead and the generations coming after them? To me, with all due respect, these are the weightier matters.
So the Minister for Foreign Affairs in his government is telling the Education Minister that, Chief, that's your ridiculous analysis of short hair and it has a correlation with discipline. I don't even understand it. That's not what you should be focusing on. Focus on why people come from the university that we are training them. They are doing this. You are a new Minister for Education. You have inherited a system. Check why the system produced those people and stop talking about things that are not important. That's the content analysis of the two videos. About 4 weeks apart. That's the content analysis. Ablakwa is fighting with iddrisu Haruna. Iddrisu Haruna is fighting with Ablakwa. Ablakwa is fighting with him. My responsibility here, viewers, today is to show you that as a political news reporter, I know why. I know why they are fighting. So I'm going to take you through it. Stay with me. Don't go fast. Stay with me. I'm going to show you why they are fighting. It's for a very big price. They are not, they are not fools. They are not fools. They are fighting for a very big price. And they won't be fighting if the price is not big. It's huge. You can see, Saki has put on the screen, the tussle for VIP in NDC. That's what they are fighting about. That is the fight. They both of them want to be the next vice president if the NDC were to win 2028. And both of them want to be vice president for the same presidential candidate. So this is the vice president, Professor Jena Nopokwajiman. She has long had an excellent relationship with Ablakwa in the Mahama first term. Let me tell you how that relationship occurred. Before the Mahama first term, during the campaign, she was a debate host. She and Kojo Ponkroma were the host of the IEA debate. Sami Okuzedto Ablakwa was part of the team to prepare President John Dramani Mahama for the debate. So typically, between the IEA, the debate host, and the candidates people, they have some encounters. And it is there that I believe Ablakwa and Madame became quite tight. When the election was won, the vice president now revealed her NDC colors because when she was a debate host, she didn't show that she's NDC, even though she had been a Radio Gold and many people thought that she was an Ato Ahoy protege. In fact, we made the point on social media, if you go, is there, when she was being chosen for the running mate position in 2020, that Ato Ahoy, who were represented by the word Church Street, because he had an important office in a Laboni street called Church Street. So that's how we call him in political parlance. When news reporters are talking, they talk of Church Street. They mean Ato Ahoy back in the day when some people also used to call him Don King and all of that. So when we are exchanging text, they say Church Street says so and so, it means Ato Ahoy says so. So we put out a note that Church Street is pushing for Jena Nopokwajiman to be the running mate of Professor Mills. I still remember who told me, but I won't say it today. Now, when she became running mate, before she became running mate, she was Minister for Education. When she was Minister for Education, Ablakwa was her deputy. So in the first Mahama term, they forged such a tight alliance as deputy and boss. Ablakwa was the more political deputy. She is the more technocratic vice chancellor of the university, blah, blah, blah. So they worked together excellently. Then iddrisu Haruna at that time was working far away. He was working at communication. No, he was working at trade to labor, something like that. Communication was in the Mills administration. She wasn't a member of the Mills government, but Ablakwa was a member of the Mills government. So right now, Ablakwa has been a member of 3 executive governments, Mills, Mahama, and Mahama, 3 executive governments. So this vice president is close to Ablakwa. Now, vice president has come in the saddle. Perhaps you should have added Ofosu Ampofo's photograph for me. Vice president has come in the saddle. They won the election. She's vice president. Ofosu Ampofo hears that Johnson Asiedu Ketia is eternal, perennial nemesis in the NDC, is running for president. Ofosu Ampofo doesn't want that to happen, okay? So he is saying that, but Madam is more competent than the party chairman. So Madam should be. So Ofosu Ampofo is pushing the Madam agenda together with Alex Segbefia. Okuzedto Ablakwa here is responsible for gathering the Volta region onto the vice president. You see, Okuzedto Ablakwa, his work is get Volta region for the vice president. And Ofosu Ampofo's work is that anybody but Asiedu Nketia and first vice president is competent. Alex Segbefia is rooted onto that agenda as well. So this is what is happening.
Ade ebi si da ebi ensi da. What kind of research na more research? History ben na more set the ama yesa no. History ben na more set the ama yesa. Me say MPP for. This is that say ye bie yani. Ye bie yani. Na ye koto aba no January a. Ye ntu ni yie. Ye ko fa team bon koso bia so me lead ye. Ye fo bia ye de ne kwa. Ya ton bi dada. Nti ye fo onu anko ne enkoton. Enya di onu ankasa de ntoma abo mo de ano. Na obe wabeku yin aka ho. Ghana, oh my Ghana. Eye mu say. My Ghana. Me fitindra me bayi aduane kana no. Fitindra me bayi aduane kana no.
Yo.
Fitindra aduane kana me bayi ano na obutu ha say. Osman I can't feel like this. I can't feel like this.
Ekuya asama ye kan enye easy o.
Obo mera ho, oba pe kasa mera ho.
Me say me onu ma mi po.
Just I'm very much heartbroken because me pano me performance. So me back to trust I'm going to be 80 dia. Then no back to what no be feel important say. That day the ten see that because say na now do the free SH buy enti no wo so good in the end wo gu kwala na neighbors na yenka say free SHs na enye sa ye nyina ye ti o man we mu ye nyina ye ti o man we mu ye ka wo mo endim ade ye ti osofo ani NDC fo ye ka wo mo endim ade wo man mu ani NDC fo omo no mo mpa bibi aye wo wiase omo na mpa bibi aye wo wiase ko shifo.
Mesa we into aswa just to cement something. Me madam for we teacher ni ya obebe by your platform ya so bi. O ma bi honorable. Or say scheme na ye de ma almost so mo market this time no. Wo bo kura o mo ye teachers o mo market na kura no mo se emu be ya dwerem. Enu nti ye wo be ka ya. Me se kura me so that time no one day bi anopa bi ni ye wa he ya. Em ye kan say enkwada nanka usually
anko mu benya BC4 de na aba mo so afeli sa na ne ye
say yes and I can say enkwada benya from 80 to 90 no almost so better because you changing marking scheme no into subject be ananka first no anka na do apen so anka ebia anka benya B no this time we benya D ye kire sa de we mu wa ha ye kira de we mu honorable enkrofo fa ye sebio and MPP for na ama is kana and ye tete an ye kan kwase asem. We have analyzed the thing and we are educating and advising our parents, and this is good for education in Ghana. Na young kind of platform is so it is deliberate. Nkokon kitenkete wontumo yoye onye nkokon kitenkete no obedi abema university first year for bebre akwa etumi akwa university want to me obi ono oni friend ni teacher ni kura wentua neka obi a oye ni friend ni a wakosua de akwa teacher ni mahama se wontua neka university na obema we wako ni free ma me sorry usuna ma me chese mesume ra ho me say Erica su and now my child akwala su papa well say I thought I would have done well, but this one it is bad. We knew the questions were bad and the questions were this na nini na no
he be so Mr. President yet woman him enkwala kura nsu nwu ye so kura ye hunu so ene ye sitim ka we akwahwe so wo chine jada ha wo sa ma nkwala we so sa bebo bi na gu Ghana so maha wo ye bio maha
your friend say my social rocks and warning pa na mene na anko because I am shishie die so no mo mfa na nema ma so ye matifi su
ene wo cultural media school dana kasa wo team kura na dance na wo so cultural media na media si Canada
last year media na just 6,000 last year schools ni PT media 6,000 8,000
so remedials no my no say first no no ye chona ka wo chona say if you me connection number register me to show if you crack if you say me wo osu me to this time no they give most papers are being written at white height and assignment.
almost see new building there. That's what they put all of them there. It's even building the crime we show that because there are cameras there, everything. It's only there. Me, I don't. Maybe I may advise me students say, if you fail exams, control of that, then constitution school not actually be. That would be the best way. Otherwise, we must have any all. Because the cameras alone can scare you. And
yes, it would be better say Obeko private schools now. Now you must register no one city.
Yes.
And so the board says those private schools which might be about 6,000, 7,000. Very
expensive.
Obi Trobi be a comment or now about Betro, Ekosia Ronson, don't mind them. They said Nanado. We did not say Nanado was no best president. Please don't say that. We too we have suffered a lot of the kind of hardship that we are going through.
Mr. Comment section, please be guided this morning. Because the parents are very emotional.
I'm sorry.
Mame, Roxy, me person break down kakrebi of and normal parents live from one. I can't be 1 year. So
I am very.
When I am fraud, the boy was
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
Wow, men feel Obapa, men feel me mutino. Their walk and a quite obwa. Bisa almost and Colado do a saying, and at this time around Omunya in chains. Find out.
I don't know, I cut across.
Are we talking about average and as a crab? It's anything else.
NDC, you never nonsense. You're there.
Talking about the majority. The average. How things work.
Majority failed. Majority not failing social studies of all subjects. Social studies.
Reading subjects. Reading subjects. Social studies.
What be na be trofun? What dey bra? Fa wo be na be parents dey be do atam.
Na say ntin wo jin koko bo nkitikiti di no.
Honorable, please tell her honorable that I'm sorry.
My parents in the society no
the pain of losing this election is what makes us not even care again. We are sorry.
Yeah,
but this one we are not laughing again. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for laughing at this.
I on say